Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you out there, beautiful souls. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight was earlier, and that is why I'm in here. It's too windy and too cold to, like do a sit video, and being too windy, the sound would really carry into my video. So anyway, make sure you make some time. Sometimes that's what we got to do sometimes in life, is make ourselves do things that we don't want to do, but it's great for you to do, like eating healthier. A lot, it's hard giving up food. Believe me, Starlight loved a lot of different foods, and because I love myself enough that I had to give that up. I loved having wine before. I gave that up. Smoking marijuana, I gave that up. So I didn't want to, but I did for myself. And so anyway, I love you all. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't be afraid, don't be shy. Swing by and say hi, Starlight, by leaving me a positive message down below. And thank you. Those of you out there, you know who you are. Yeah, you. Thank you so much for inspiring me. And that is about what family is like, is I'm here putting energy out and helping people, and when you return energy back, that's how God and the universe blesses you in different ways in your life, because it's a give and take kind of energy. It's receiving and giving. So that is so important on this journey. It's not all about taking all the time and not giving back. And that is how the universe blesses us in so many other ways in our life. So thank you for those of you that do love and support Starlight. And also, not only that, is you could share my videos with your family, your friends. Let me see, a chipmunk and a raccoon. Yeah. Oh, I love raccoons. And chipmunks, they're so cute. So besides that, is you can also check out my playlist, and you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So Starlight had a lot of different things that she wanted to do as far as a video, but one just kept on. It just stayed in my mind. I just couldn't let it go. So that is the video that Starlight is going to talk about today. And we all go through this in our life. We all, to let you know, if you haven't watched the other videos, is we've all been lied to and deceived one way or another. But the people that are running the world, no, not the government, not the president, no, those are the puppets. They're the ones that are just there to take the blame for the big mess that's here. So it's not the president, it's not the government, it's the other people. And I have a hard time pronouncing their name, but it's only like a handful, not 5, but a handful as far as the population goes, who are running the world. And that is why everything is the way it is, a mess, right? It's a mess. So we've been lied to from the beginning of time, and we've been programmed to be the way we are today. So that is what my YouTube channel is about, is to learn how to let go of all those lies that you've been told. Your family's been lied to and deceived, and they didn't know any better. That's what their parents told them, and their parents, the generations before, and all of that information's got sent down through generation after generation, through grandpa and grandma, sending it, to the grandkids, and mom and dad, to their kids. And so that is how this stuff, it's like gossiping, people put lies out there and gossip about people, and then it ends up, the information ends up getting really nasty and ugly, and then it's far away from even really what did happen. So it is a mess out in the world, but I want to say it's not the end. It is an end, but there's a beginning. So don't get afraid of all the stuff that you see online right now about what's going on with the government. They are, the system is crashing, and they do this purposely to get you to move a certain way. So don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for their games. Don't fall for all the lies that they put out on the news. And if there's a lot of people out there, maybe right here on my YouTube channel, that knows, that the news is not always being real with you, not being honest with you, like COVID. I can't watch the news, it depresses me. So this video, as I am putting this out here to let you know, is that there is a whole bunch of people around the world that are either here right now or waking up to their mission in life to wake up and help people from the sleep and the lies in this world. So there is an ending, but there's going to be a beginning. So we need the system to crash. We need this. So everything happens for a reason, but this is not really what I'm here to talk about on this this video here. I'm building it up because since we've been lied to and deceived throughout our generation after generation after generation from the beginning of time, is how we feel about our own body, how we feel about being in our own skin. So this video here is to inspire you and to help you. A lot of people go through this, whether you want to admit this or not, is that, we have been separated, which, they separated us in so many different ways through history. Is, this land is my land, this land is your land, from California to the New York Islands, which the way they separated this, all the states and the countries and all that, we're supposed to, and even though race is an illusion, we're still one, so there's no one better than anyone here on this planet, and race is an illusion. We're all spirit beings having we're all beautiful spirit beings having a human experience, learning how to be human here. So no matter what skin color you have and what lies that you've been told, we're all family here. And well, I don't want to say we're all family here, because there's some, I believe, my own belief system, I don't believe every person out here is human, really. So but that is not what I'm going to be talking about either, so I don't want to get sidetracked. My whole thing is, from the time that you were born, and then most people, went to public school or church school or maybe homeschool, depending on what your family is like and what they believe or what they could do or change as far as your education goes. So this is about people who have a hard time accepting who they are as a human being. Do you ever feel ashamed of who you are? Stop feeling guilty of who you are. It's okay that you have flaws. It's okay that you're not perfect. It's okay that you don't have all the answers, because guess what? Nobody has all the answers. This is about, you got to accept yourself for who you are. I make videos here to help inspire and teach people. Do I have it all figured out? Absolutely not. But I am doing the best that I can on my YouTube channel. And so as far as you, all of you, the people that are here on my YouTube channel, it's okay that you're struggling in different areas in your life, but you don't want to really think about like your flaws all the time. Even though I put videos out here to help you out with that, is look at all the great stuff that you do, that nobody sees. That's what's important. It's the stuff that nobody sees, that you do. But guess what? Whatever your name, you have it. God, the universe, higher power, a lot of times it's the same, many names, explaining the same energy, that's what it is. The energy is that, God sees how you are in public as far as what do you do when you just do it, you're just being yourself, you're just being yourself by helping other people, giving a kind word, helping people out financially, or like any of you that has helped Starlight out, guess what? God saw what you did. I have to say today, thank you for a lady, Jerry. What a sweetheart. It was no accident that we were, it's amazing. We both were at McDonald's this morning, and I got a sign from the universe. I was praying to God, the universe, and the universe gave me a sign. I was praying. I wasn't even asking for a sign. And I know some of you believe in angel numbers or repeated numbers or signs from the universe, and that's exactly what happened today. So, I've had people leaving me rude comments on my YouTube channel, and I love you no matter what. It's just that you've been lied to and deceived to believe and think, things are a certain way, and that's okay. That's okay that, because we all have been lied to. I can't get angry at that person for being rude or leaving bad comments. Just send love out to those people. Send love. Hey, I love you from a distance. I don't need to be your, close friend or any of that. But I understand that you've been lied to and deceived, and that's why you think and believe a certain way. But this morning, I got a message from the universe. And the universe knows what I like out in society or not. I am very sensitive to sound right now in this area. So I was in the parking lot at McDonald's because it was too cold inside. So God knows that I'm going to get cold and I'm going to go to my car. God knows everything I'm going to do before I even know what the heck I'm going to do. God already knows tomorrow what I'm going to, it's all already been planned. It's all been written. It's already, we're just following it. We're just like an actress or an actor in a movie or in a book. We're just playing our part. So it's already been written. And so the universe knew I was going to go back to my car. So I sit in my car, and so I'm trying to figure out what to do. And I'm praying to God for, help, on my mission here. And I'm looking around, seeing if there's any signs or numbers or anything, any clues, to figure out. And before that even happened, a man that was working, works for McDonald's or, has his own business, he was using a leaf blower to blow that around, and I was going to meditate. I was just going to meditate, but I'm like, the universe everything was already laid out. So the universe knows how sensitive I am to those sounds, and there's no way I'm going to meditate now, because of the sound of the leaf blower. And so, but I ended up getting a truck that parked next to my vehicle. It was a business, and 888 besides 24/7. Those were two numbers that I popped. I'm like, ooh, those are great numbers, So those were messages from the universe. I already knew what 24/7 meant for me, and I already knew what 888 without even looking it up, because I've looked these numbers up so many times. And this is how this journey goes. Some of you probably think I'm whacked out and crazy out here. No, I am not crazy on my YouTube channel. A lot of you don't understand me. That's okay. I am not crazy. I am just waking up. And this is how the universe works. This is how God uses numbers, not only numbers, but dreams and symbols and animals and people. So there's so many different ways that God uses, the universe uses different people, symbols, numbers, animals, dreams, to give you messages so you know what to expect, or, you can even get information about somebody who's pregnant in your family. You could get that information ahead of time. So that vehicle, because I went to the bathroom, came back out, and then I seen those numbers, and then I was going to pray, but then the man with a leaf blower comes through, and the strangest thing is, right at the same time, I was really going to get ready. I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, why is the man with a leaf blower waving me to get out of the parking lot at McDonald's? That never happens. That's not their job. His job is just to blow the leaves around. His job is not to tell a McDonald's customer to get out of here. But you know what? See, if you don't pay attention to what's going on outside there, the signs, when God is using people, that was the universe using that man to wave me to get out of there. And I needed gas. So I actually ended up going down the road looking for a gas station and asking for guidance for where to go. And I ended up going to a gas station that had people, a lot of pumps and stuff like that. And I went there, and I ended up meeting a beautiful lady, Jerry. Now, some people said a lot of bad, a person said some negative stuff on my YouTube channel, but I love you anyway. You're not awake and you don't understand what's going on, but I'm sending love out to you anyway. Because some people probably seen that message, but I deleted it because I'm not going to accept those kind of negative vibrations, low frequencies on my YouTube channel. Is that lady that I ended up helping another lady. She was going through some stuff, and I made her day by inspiring her and helping her on her journey in life. And then I met a lady, Jerry. And guess what? Jerry was at McDonald's, same McDonald's that I was at. She saw the same man at the same McDonald's blowing, the stuff on the park and clearing it out. So this is how God uses the universe to guide us. So when we are struggling in life, we get, if you pay attention, this is the whole thing. They got everybody so distracted in the world, so you do have to pay attention to the signs out there that the universe has in store for you. So I'm telling you this story about this is because this is so important for you to pay attention. And so with the signs, you can get information and get the kind of help that you need. And now I'm going to backtrack and let you know is that there's signs out there to help you. If you're not feeling good about who you are, if you're struggling with different things, some people, they don't like the color of their skin, no matter what color we are, right? There's people that are really white that want to get tan, but they can't. And then there's other people, you got to accept yourself for who you are. And through life, though, the universe, when you understand how this information goes, as far as sign goes, all around you, it's everywhere. If you pay attention, numbers are all around you all the time. No matter where you go, you can even go on a hike and get information. I went in this library tonight. Bam! There's a kid that had a number on his shirt. That was a message for me. So you could get information, from the universe in your everyday, the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you're going to get more help with different. If you keep on repeating the same thing every day, you're not going to get the downloads of messages, from the universe, because when you get out of your comfort zone and you let go of fear, it is scary, right? It is scary to get out of your comfort zone. If you're repeating the same thing every day, you're going to get the same results. So if you're missing out and getting signs from the universe and, the archangels that get your attention, that 888, that's an abundance number, and it has other information in there too. It's not, but I already asked, I was praying for help. So, and God, and God used that man to wave me, go, 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 because that is where I was going to get the help. And it was a blessing meeting Jerry this morning. Everything that we talked about, we both agreed. We were both experienced so many. She's traveling around, at her age. I'm amazed of all the things that she's doing, and she's actually on a self-discovery herself right now. It's no accident. It's no coincidence that we were at the same McDonald's and I ended up meeting her right after at the same gas station. Bam, just like that. That is no coincidence, and that was no accident. And that lady was so sweet. So this is how it's, the universe works. But if you don't believe in the numbers, and if you ignore it and thinking, and I have to say, you have to be patient when you get numbers. There's times that, there's times you got to think quick and you got to move fast. There's other times that you got to be patient, because the universe, God, is always testing our patience, like with relationships. It ain't going to happen right away, So you have to be patient, and you're going to be tested. There's times you gave up on, you got a number and you're like, nothing happened, Starlight. I was waiting. I seen the number like you told me, but nothing happened. Well, you were doubting. You weren't believing. You weren't trusting. That's why nothing happened, is because you ruined it by not really believing and trusting that the universe was going to do something. So in life, if you're feeling down and out, not feeling good about who you are, the universe is going to send you signs to help you and, to inspire you, encourage you, and say, you know what? You want this thing, you desire this thing, but you're not being positive. You're not really trusting. You're not believing in yourself. When you start believing in yourself and you start trusting and you start being patient, it's there. It will hit you like out of nowhere. You'd be like, wow. And you'll be, I'm telling you, tears of joy. You'll be so grateful. You're like, it was, sometimes it's that easy. Sometimes, when we think that we're in control of everything, the universe will test you and not give you everything that you wanted, but still to be able to help you. So it's not really you running the show, it's the universe. But the universe, God, wants you to trust the process, not giving up, believing in yourself, not worrying about, what the outside world thinks of you. Be, be proud of who you are and how far you came, and I do make videos to help people and inspire them and teach them, but that is what I do as far as helping people out. So when you let those things go, like lying, if you are a person that lies all the time, well, then it's going to be closed doors. You have to be honest with yourself and honest with other people. There's a whole lot of things. If you don't do certain things, or don't, there's things that you're doing or not doing, if you're unbalanced and you're not being kind, you're not being kind to yourself, you're not forgiving others, and there's so many things, you're not being patient, or maybe you got to have balance with everything. And if you are not being grateful for what the universe already gave you or what God gave you, well, then it's going to be harder for you the next time when you need help. You're going to be like asking for help, and then you're going to have to wait longer. So you could feel better about yourself when you pay attention to the signs. The universe is like, hey, you got to be more positive. Because if you're not positive about the things that you desire in this reality, you're the one creating your reality by your thoughts. So, and it is hard, it's not easy. So that means you got to, okay, I'm going to trust. And doing the I am affirmations are so important, and if you're not feeling good about who you are, you'll get messages one way or another. It could be on a YouTube channel. You could be struggling and somebody says, hey, you're doing better than you think. It happens. It could be when you're driving down the road and you look at a billboard and it will say, be kind to others. But you're just thinking it's a sign on the billboard. No, maybe the universe is talking to you and saying, be kind to others. Or maybe a sign that says, be kind to yourself. Maybe the universe sees that you're not being kind to yourself. This is how this works. So you have to really pay attention to the signs that are everywhere. And so anyway, I love you. And it was no coincidence or an accident for Jerry and I to be at two different places at the same time in the same morning in the same town. And she's amazing. She's doing a wonderful job. I am so blown away as far as who she is and what she's doing, and you know, her energy and her spirit, and how beautiful she looked in the purple that she was wearing. So really, there's people out there that want to help you out, but you gotta trust the process. You have to believe in yourself, letting go of those old programs, you know, the way people perceive you. Forget about that. You know what? Sometimes it's us thinking the worst of our own self. So, you know, those are supposed to be reflections of us. So you got to let go and say, no, I'm not listening to that. I am worthy of love. I am worthy for abundance. I am worthy to be happy in my life. I've worked so hard to be who I am and become who I'm becoming. And, you know, God wants you to love yourself. And like when I used to go to church, I was beaten so bad, especially at the cult church. You know, there was nothing I could ever do right. And that's not God's love. God wants you to love yourself unconditionally, you know, and it does take time. It doesn't happen overnight. So I love you so much, and you are beautiful just the way you are. So don't let anybody outside influences make you feel guilty of who you are. It's okay that you have flaws. It's okay that you don't make the right choices, because we're all in the same boat together here. Nobody has arrived. So I love you. This is Starlight. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you could share my videos with your family, your friends. Let's see. A lizard and a fox. Ooh, watch out for those foxy people. So yeah, you could share my videos with a fox, and you can also check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So if you're doing the same shit every single day, wake up, go to that park, go here, go there, go home. You gotta break those cycles, you know, and go somewhere else. Just like, you know what, I'm not gonna, you know, do the same thing like the Groundhog movie. You know, if you haven't watched the Groundhog movie, watch that. He liked a girl, he desired this girl, and you know, every morning it was kind of weird, the same clothes, you know, he had a whole bunch of suits and they were all the same, shoes were all the same, you know, he woke up at the same time, did the same, you know, and then he realized, oh, you know what, I'm not gonna wear, you know, like imagine that you're wearing the same clothes every day, wake up at the same time every day. That would, you know, so you got to break that cycle. You know, if you're too much in your comfort zone, you got to break out of your comfort zone. If you're afraid of something, you got to face your fears. I love you so much. I do, from my toes all the way up to my heart and more. I love you. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.